astronaut hears knocking from outside his spacecraft. Another watches a glowing serpent twist through zero gravity. And the moon. It once pulsed with unexplained flashes of light. These aren't wild theories. They're real reports from space. Stay tuned as we reveal the 20 strangest things astronauts have seen. STS-80, a NASA space shuttle mission aboard Columbia, had many scientific goals but left behind a lasting mystery. Astronauts saw bright, smooth, circular objects outside the window drifting oddly, unlike normal space debris or ice particles. NASA said they were ice particles reacting to thrusters, but many disagree. The objects moved in formation and seemed controlled. Astronaut Tom Jones supported NASA's explanation but acknowledged the footage raised questions. Were these just frozen flakes, or something unknown? Either way, STS-80 is remembered not only for science but for this puzzling moment. During the Mercury Atlas 6 mission, John Glenn, the first American to orbit Earth, saw glowing particles drifting outside his capsule. He called them Fireflies. These soft, slow-moving lights puzzled him and sparked a media frenzy. Later, experts explained they were frost particles catching sunlight. Glenn's awe showed how little we understand about space. This moment marks just the start of surprising and unexplained encounters in space, revealing that even the most skilled astronauts can be surprised by the unknown. Followed in silence. During Apollo 17's return from the moon in 1972, the crew spotted an unknown object drifting beside their spacecraft. They called it a bogey, a military term for an unidentified craft. The astronauts, highly trained and familiar with every part of their ship, knew it wasn't debris. This object kept pace, hovered, and followed them. Mission Control received the report but stayed quiet. NASA later suggested it might be a part of the lunar module or booster, but the crew's cautious tone implied something more. There were no answers then, and none now. Just a strange object, a calm but tense recording, and silence. In space, nothing drifts randomly. So, what was this bogey doing? And who, if anyone, was controlling it? Do you believe NASA's explanation that the object was part of their spacecraft? Or does the crew's tone suggest something more mysterious? Comment and chat with me. Just as one mystery lingers in space, another waits beneath the moon's surface. During Apollo 17, astronaut and geologist Harrison Schmitt discovered bright orange soil near Shorty Crater on the moon. This glowing burnt orange dust stood out against the gray lunar surface. Schmitt immediately recognized it wasn't a shadow or dust trick. Testing revealed it was ancient volcanic glass, formed over 3,600,000,000 years ago in high-temperature lava fountains. The soil had been hidden underground until an impact exposed it by chance. This unexpected find showed the moon once had fiery volcanic eruptions, changing what we knew about its history. It wasn't planned or on any checklist, just a raw, groundbreaking discovery made by boots on the lunar surface. If one crater holds such a secret, many more may be hidden under the moon's quiet surface, waiting to reveal their stories. In May 1969, during a test orbit around the moon before Apollo 11, the Apollo 10 crew heard strange, high-pitched whistling in their headsets, while on the far side, out of radio contact with Earth. The sound lasted nearly an hour and was described as outer space-type music. The astronauts were unsettled, one even asking, "You hear that?" NASA later blamed radio interference between modules, but kept the audio secret until 2008. If it were just technical noise, why hide it for so long? These trained astronauts rarely got spooked. Yet this unexplained sound left questions. Did Apollo 10 pick up something beyond Earth technology? This mystery leads us to even stranger encounters in space, showing these odd events are more than just history. Did you like this video? Don't forget to hit the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out, and I promise to bring you more awesome content. In 2024, former NASA astronaut Leroy Chiao spotted two large metallic orbs flying silently over Texas while piloting his personal plane. The objects had no wings or visible propulsion, and moved smoothly together, showing precise, intelligent control. Chiao, a seasoned space veteran, initially thought they might be military drones, but quickly doubted that explanation. The orbs' behavior didn't match typical drones, raising questions about whether they were secret military craft or something unknown. Chiao's calm but puzzled report adds to a growing list of unexplained sightings by pilots. Maybe the truth is hiding in plain sight, so keep watching the skies. It could be happening over your city. During twilight rocket launches, people on Earth and astronauts in orbit witness a strange glow called the space jellyfish. Sunlight hitting a rocket's exhaust plume in the upper atmosphere creates a glowing, translucent shape that spreads and drifts like a ghostly creature. Its tendrils stretch and light pulses as it floats silently across the sky. Many mistake it for a UFO or a living being. In reality, its exhaust gases bending sunlight at just the right angle, creating a stunning natural illusion. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station have seen it from above, while crowds watch it in awe below. It isn't dangerous but feels otherworldly, a breathtaking reminder that space holds wonders beyond our expectations. Yet what if astronauts encounter sights that can't be explained so easily? Story Musgrave, a veteran NASA astronaut and scientist, reported seeing a strange space snake during several missions. He described it as a long, flexible, eel-like object moving outside his spacecraft with an apparent purpose. No one else saw it, and no instruments detected it, but Musgrave stood by his account. He didn't claim it was alive, but didn't rule it out either. Known for his sharp mind and 6 spaceflights, including fixing the Hubble telescope, Musgrave's story is hard to dismiss. NASA said it was likely ice or insulation peeling away, but ice that moves like a snake? Musgrave highlighted that space is far stranger than we realize. If someone so experienced saw this, maybe many secrets are quietly floating just beyond our atmosphere, unnoticed and watching. In 2003, China's first astronaut, Yang Liwei, heard strange knocking sounds outside his spaceship while orbiting Earth on Shenzhou 5. The tapping was sharp and repeated, but when he looked, nothing was there, no debris or tools floating nearby, just silent space. Yang asked ground control if others had heard it, but no one had. Later, other Chinese astronauts reported the same eerie knocking on separate missions. Engineers suggested it might be the spacecraft creaking from temperature changes, but Yang, an experienced pilot, disagreed. He knew the difference between a creak and a deliberate knock. So, what or who was tapping outside, alone in orbit? Could it be an unknown form of contact? This mysterious event leads to a story about one of astronomy's greatest minds facing an encounter that truly shook him. In 1949, near Las Cruces, New Mexico, Pluto's discoverer, Clyde Tombaugh, saw 6 to 8 rectangular lights silently drifting across the sky. The lights moved slowly and steadily, with no blinking or curves. Tombaugh, a lifelong celestial observer, said it was unlike anything he had seen. His wife and mother-in-law saw it too, making it a shared, baffling experience. Known as a skeptic, Tombaugh ruled out reflections, weather, or aircraft. He believed these lights were not from Earth. If such a respected astronomer witnessed something unexplained, it raises big questions about whether we are truly alone. This event is just the start of many mind-bending encounters. Next, we'll explore America's first space station and an unexpected visitor no one was prepared for. Skylab's uninvited guest. During the 1973 Skylab 3 mission, the crew spotted an unidentified object drifting near their space station. It wasn't part of Skylab or listed as debris, yet it floated silently just outside. The astronauts photographed a structured metallic form, clearly built, not natural or random. NASA called it possible debris, maybe from Skylab, but no equipment was missing, and it didn't match any known parts. The crew, trained to know every detail, couldn't ignore it. The object had presence and vanished as quietly as it appeared. This story wasn't headline news, but it remains a strong space anomaly. Why was something unknown so close to America's first space station? Maybe being watched in space is common, we just don't always notice. Which of these space mysteries blew your mind the most? Share your thoughts below. During Apollo 12's trip to the moon, the crew spotted a strange object alongside their spacecraft. It wasn't part of the rocket or space junk. It kept pace and followed them. The astronauts calmly reported the sighting as a UFO. NASA later explained it as sunlight reflecting off a booster panel. But UFO researchers found a dark triangular object in lunar photos that some say looks like a secret craft called the TR-3B. NASA called it camera anomalies, but speculation persists. Was Apollo 12 accidentally or intentionally followed? They reached the moon, but were they truly alone or watched the whole time? 3 days into the Apollo 11 mission, Buzz Aldrin spotted a strange light moving steadily near their spacecraft. It wasn't flickering like a star, and didn't match any radar-known object. The crew kept quiet about it, but couldn't ignore the question, was it a UFO? NASA later said it was likely a detached panel from the Saturn V rocket, but the object stayed far and moved in sync with them, unlike typical space debris. Aldrin never believed it was an alien, but admitted they didn't know what it was then. Being so far from Earth, such an unknown felt significant. It didn't affect the mission, but it remains one of early space's mysteries. What followed Apollo 11's journey is even more unsettling, starting with something that seems simple but makes you think deeply. Astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti experienced a strange smell aboard the International Space Station after a spacewalk. When the hatch opened, a sharp scent like burnt metal or seared steak clung to the spacesuits. Other astronauts have noticed this smoky odor too. It doesn't come from space itself, there's no air, but it appears when the suits return inside and mix with station air. Scientists think it might result from atomic oxygen or particles reacting with suit materials, but there's no definite answer. This surprising smell lingers in astronauts' memories, a ghostly reminder that space isn't just silent and endless, it has its own presence. During Apollo 17's final mission, astronaut Ronald Evans saw brief glowing flashes on the moon near Grimaldi Crater and Mare Orientale. These flashes weren't instrument errors or distant stars, but sudden short-lived lights on the surface itself. Known as transient lunar phenomena, such events have been reported for centuries, but rarely by astronauts in orbit. Scientists suggest causes like outgassing, seismic activity, or micrometeorite strikes, but no one knows for sure. NASA noted Evans' report, but moved on as the moon returned to silence. These mysterious flashes show the moon can still surprise us, despite centuries of observation and study. It raises questions about what other secrets might be hidden, waiting to appear. Evans wasn't the first or last to witness such lights. Ancient astronomers and modern telescopes have spotted similar signs. But seeing them firsthand from lunar orbit, just before landing, adds a powerful sense of mystery and wonder to the moon's story. During NASA's Gemini 7 mission in 1965, astronauts Frank Borman and Jim Lovell spent 2 exhausting weeks orbiting Earth in a tiny capsule. Near the mission's end, they reported hearing strange sounds, a faint tone growing into high-pitched frequencies, rhythmic pulses, and voices. Both astronauts described it as a musical choir echoing through their headsets. There was no radio signal from Earth or nearby spacecraft. NASA engineers found no interference or static to explain it. The sounds came and went for hours, sometimes harmonic, sometimes discordant. Lovell said it felt like music made by the stars. Some scientists think plasma waves caused electromagnetic vibrations in the spacecraft, but no explanation fits perfectly. Similar sounds have appeared in satellite and astronaut reports, yet remain mysterious. This space choir suggests space might truly vibrate with energy, a cosmic lullaby. The universe sings but no one fully understands. Don't miss a single cosmic mystery. Subscribe now and join a community of space explorers diving deep into the unknown. During the 1969 moon landing, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin saw a strange glowing red and white light pacing their spacecraft for miles. It wasn't stars or sunlight on debris. They kept quiet, fearing UFO reports could risk the mission. They asked Mission Control about the S-4V rocket booster, but it was thousands of miles away, so the light wasn't part of their ship. Aldrin described it as a cylinder pulsing with light, moving intelligently before fading away. NASA said it was sunlight reflecting off a detached panel, but many doubt that. In space's silence and clarity, what you see is real. The idea that something unknown followed humanity's first moon trip lingers. Maybe debris, maybe something else, watching this historic moment. During STS-75, in February 1996, NASA's Space Shuttle Columbia launched the STS-75 mission to test a 12-mile electrical tether that generated power by interacting with Earth's magnetic field. The experiment succeeded until the tether suddenly snapped and drifted away. Then cameras captured something strange, dozens of glowing semi-transparent circular shapes pulsing with light. Hundreds soon appeared, drifting in various directions as if guided by an unseen current. NASA first said they were ice particles reflecting sunlight, but analysis showed many objects passed behind the tether, meaning they were large and distant, not tiny flakes near the camera. Their movements defied simple physics. Some spun, others hovered or changed speed deliberately. Theories ranged from space debris affected by static electricity to plasma-based lifeforms living in planetary magnetic fields. NASA dismissed these as optical illusions, but the footage remains online, showing a scene more like a coordinated intelligent swarm than ice. An astronaut described it as looking into an ocean full of life, a haunting glimpse of something unexpected in space. In July 1984, 6 Soviet cosmonauts aboard Salyut 7 reported seeing giant beings of light outside their station. After a long repair mission, a blinding orange glow filled the station. Through the window they saw 7 enormous human-like figures glowing and surrounded by mist. Each had wings stretching for miles and smiled peacefully, radiating warmth. The vision lasted about 10 minutes, leaving the crew stunned. Soviet officials called it psychological stress, but the crew swore under oath it was real. Skeptics say it was ice crystals reflecting sunlight or a shared hallucination from fatigue. For those cosmonauts, it was a true encounter. Welcoming, not threatening. No one has seen anything like it since. Maybe these angels of space appear only when we are far from home and in need. In 1984, Soviet cosmonauts aboard Salyut 7 heard impossible sounds inside their space station. What began as faint static grew into melodic singing, a harmony of deep, calm voices like a distant choir. The music filled the cabin for minutes before fading, leaving the crew stunned. Mission Control blamed radio interference, but the cosmonauts insisted the sound came from inside. Days later, it returned louder and clearer, as if answering them. One called it the most beautiful and terrifying sound they'd heard. Western astronauts later admitted hearing similar unexplained tones and faint voices during long orbital silences. Scientists suggest these may be brain illusions caused by sensory deprivation, but the cosmonauts insisted it felt real, like someone was singing to them. Whether a trick of the mind or something stranger, the experience left a lasting mark, imagining drifting alone in endless darkness and suddenly hearing a song. 15 documented space encounters reveal how strange and mysterious the universe really is. From knocking sounds on spacecraft, to serpentine shapes twisting in zero gravity, from orange lunar soil to the haunting smell of space itself, these are real reports from trusted astronauts. Despite advanced technology and training, these explorers often face the unexpected. They witness sounds where there should be silence, objects where there should be emptiness, and sense from the void of space. Their experiences challenge what we think we know. If these skilled astronauts encounter unexplained phenomena, what awaits us as we explore deeper? Missions to Mars, lunar bases and distant probes may uncover more mysteries. Maybe the universe is trying to communicate, or space is simply more alive and weird than imagined. Next time you look at the night sky, remember it's not empty. It's a place where strange objects appear, unexplained lights flicker on the moon, and astronauts hear knocks from the void. These stories may sound impossible, but they are real. Thanks for watching. If these encounters fascinated you, like, subscribe, and comment on which mystery caught your attention. Do you think these are natural phenomena or signs of something extraordinary? More cosmic mysteries are coming soon, so subscribe and hit the notification bell. Keep looking up, you never know what might be looking back.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.